let me give you a little information on a sandblasting cabinet. I bought this one at a Harbor Freight, I'll be honest. It didn't cost that much because I didn't know if I wanted to get into this full time. There are things that you need when you're going to do sandblasting. One is you have to have a compressor, and not one of those little pancake compressors. You need a big one. Mine's only about a 20-gallon compressor with like 3 horsepower, so it can barely keep up with this. If you get one of those big canister types, you're going to be rocking and rolling. You can do some really extreme sandblasting. A guy named Bill Luce, L-U-C-E, if you go ahead and Google his name and look at some of his work, fantastic stuff. He's got a really cool setup. He can do some just pure art, basically. To give you an idea, anyway, you see the cabinet, right? Well, the cabinet has these neat little gloves. If you ever took a science class, you played with those too in these air cabinets and stuff. And then you have your hose in here. This orange hose is going back to my compressor. This hose right here is going to a tube that's all the way down here that goes into this hopper where you put all the blasting material. So this is glass bead material. It's white, which is good because when using a light wood, you don't put a dark color into the wood because some of this stuff will embed into the grain of the wood. Get my glove out. But anyway, also, you can't see it, but I have this hooked up to my air system in my shop, so it's going to pull out some of the dust as it goes so I can still see better. Also, inside this cabinet, there are no lights, so I have a couple of magnetic lights that I put in there, LEDs, and just pop them up there. And they're cheap, and so if I wind up burning them up after, a year of this, it doesn't matter. But I just wanted to show you something. I was playing around with what parts of the wood would blast the best and what grains would work. So to give you an idea, let me put this over here. Let's see. That's not it. It's right here. This was side grain on the blank. And you can see, let me turn it that way, it really etches in deeply. So that orientation is nice. Over here, let's see, this is the top grain. So it's sitting on the wood like that. And you can see it's a little more friable, but it gives you a cool effect on this side. So you can do some things that, they're different. But look at here, doesn't it look like that's sand or dirt piled up there between some pieces of wood? That's the hard grain and the soft grain. So it's a really neat effect. Then if you look at end grain, you can see how it can blast through there too. And what Bill Luce does is he actually blasts through, so you see through the hard wood. There's no soft wood in between it, and he makes these really skeletal looking shapes, which is cool. But you're going to wind up with certain orientations that are going to be really, really fragile. So you have to take care and pay attention to that. And you have to leave some wood intact. If you take it all out, it's going to fall apart. But anyway, one thing is I was talking about the blasting material. Let me open this up right here. This is 80 grit glass bead, and it's silica basically. So there it is. It's just like pure white sand. Very fine stuff, really nice. Now one thing you want to be careful of, when you have this in your shop and you have all that blowing and everything like that, wear breathing protection unless you have a super locked up system, because I think it's called silica poisoning. It gets in your lungs. Glass in your lungs is not a good thing. But anyway, you just take a big old scoop of this, and I'm going to pour it into here and move the glove out of the way, and it's going to go right down into that hopper down on the bottom. So you can see it. I fill it up, and that little the metal tube that's in there is going to suck up that material. So I just want to put another one in there so I have a bunch to work with here. And this isn't that expensive to get this stuff. And they make all sorts of different types. I actually have a box down here, didn't even open because I knew it'd be too soft. It's actually walnut shells. So if you're doing something where you want a really satin look, that might be really good. But anyway, so we're going to get this all locked up, have our bowl in there, and we're going to start blasting. Well, we've got our vacuum system turned on. One really cool effect is it fills the gloves up, basically. It sucks the atmosphere out of here. So this is a very well-sealed box, apparently. I like this. So I'm going to grab the bowl. I got it in my hands here. And now we're just going to start blasting. And it's kind of like spray painting. You want to start off on the edge and then come across. So here we go. You can see already the the torn grain that we had is being obliterated. And I can already see some depth in there. Now one thing you'll run into if you have a compressor as small as mine, this thing wants 90 cubic feet per second or so. Minute? Something like that. A second would be too fast. You might have to spray a little bit, take a break for a minute or two, let the compressor fill back up. The other thing is if it stops cutting, that means it's not sucking up any of the grain in there. There, make sure I got my feed going. Shake that a little bit. There we go. Now we're back to it. But anyway, that's it. It's just how deep you want to go and how much of an effect you want on the wood.